In the heart of Britain, behind guarded gates and quiet gardens, a secret war raged, not with bullets but with numbers. At Bletchley Park, brilliant minds wrestled with the unbreakable Enigma, turning silence into salvation. Their quiet victories shifted the fate of nations, yet their triumphs remained hidden for decades. If stories of human ingenuity, sacrifice, and quiet brilliance inspire you, stay with us as we unravel the untold history of Bletchley Park. Subscribe for more deep explorations of history's hidden moments, and join us in honoring the minds who changed the world, not on the battlefield, but at the cipher desk. When most people think of World War II, they imagine tanks rolling through Europe, planes roaring across the skies, and soldiers marching into battle. Yet beneath the visible war lay an invisible one, a contest of codes, signals, and secrets. Germany's Enigma machine, complex, elegant, and deadly effective, stood as the crown jewel of cryptography. It was not just a typewriter with fancy mechanics. It was an evolving fortress of secrecy. Each day its settings shifted, creating astronomical numbers of possible combinations, more than the stars in the sky could count. The Allies faced a chilling truth. Without access to German communications, every convoy, every troop movement, every strategy risked walking blind into destruction. Enter Bletchley Park, a Victorian mansion transformed into the beating heart of Britain's code-breaking efforts. Within its walls, mathematicians, linguists, chess champions, engineers, and ordinary people with extraordinary minds gathered. They were about to attempt the impossible, make sense of chaos. To grasp the genius of Bletchley Park, we must first understand the foe. The Enigma machine looked like a portable typewriter, but beneath its keys lay a labyrinth of electrical pathways. When a German operator pressed a letter, the machine scrambled it through a set of rotors, producing a different letter on the lamp board. The trick? The configuration of the machine changed daily. With multiple rotors, plugboard connections, and reflector settings, the number of possible combinations soared to roughly 150 million. To a human mind, it was beyond comprehension. Even to early computers, it seemed insurmountable. Yet the German high command believed Enigma was unbreakable, that arrogance would become their downfall. The story of Bletchley Park's triumph doesn't begin in Britain, it begins in Poland. In the 1930s, Polish mathematicians Marian Rejewski, Jerzy Różycki, and Henryk Zagałski used advanced algebra to probe Enigma's weaknesses. They built the first cryptologic bombs, rudimentary machines that tested rotor settings faster than humans could. When war threatened in 1939, the Poles shared their knowledge with Britain and France. This gift of insight became the seed from which Bletchley Park's entire operation would grow. Without it, the British might have never stood a chance. Alan Turing, a young mathematician from Cambridge, arrived at Bletchley Park with a mind unlike any other. Where others saw complexity, he saw patterns, logic, and possibilities. Turing designed the bomb machine, an electromechanical device that simulated different Enigma settings at astonishing speed. The bomb worked by exploiting predictable elements in German messages, such as routine greetings or weather reports. By aligning these cribs with encrypted text, the bomb tested thousands of rotor positions until contradictions eliminated false leads. What once would take centuries of manual calculation could now be done in hours. Turing's bomb was not just a machine. It was a revolution in thinking. Many historians regard it as one of the earliest stepping stones toward modern computing. While Turing's name dominates history books, he was not alone. Joan Clark, a gifted cryptanalyst, worked alongside him and became one of the leading figures in Enigma decryption. Her calm persistence and mathematical elegance made her indispensable. Yet, like many women at Bletchley, her contributions were long overshadowed. In fact, nearly 75% of Bletchley's workforce were women. Many recruited from universities, teaching posts, or even through crossword competitions. They operated machines, deciphered patterns, cataloged intelligence, and maintained absolute secrecy. Their work was not glamorous, but it was essential. Without them, the bombs would fall silent, and the intelligence pipeline would collapse. Life at Bletchley Park was both exhilarating and suffocating. Workers faced relentless pressure, long hours, and absolute secrecy. They could not tell their families what they were doing. They carried the weight of knowing that a single breakthrough might save thousands of lives, or that a missed clue might doom them. Alan Turing himself bore heavy burdens. Brilliant yet socially isolated, he worked tirelessly, often skipping meals lost in thought. Joan Clark, too, faced challenges, not only the intellectual weight of her role but also the constraints of being a woman in a male-dominated field. The psychological toll was immense, yet they pressed on, driven by a quiet conviction that their unseen war mattered. The work of Bletchley Park was not theoretical. It had immediate life-saving consequences. Consider the Battle of the Atlantic. German U-boats prowled the seas, sinking Allied convoys carrying vital supplies. By decrypting Enigma messages, the Allies could reroute ships, avoid wolf packs, and turn the tide of the naval war. Historians estimate that Bletchley's intelligence shortened the war by 2 to 4 years, saving millions of lives. It influenced critical operations, including the success of D-Day, where decrypted German defenses allowed Allied forces to plan their landings with precision. The phrase ultra became the code name for this intelligence. For Churchill, it was the secret weapon that he could never publicly acknowledge during the war. The bomb was not alone. Later in the war, another marvel emerged: Colossus, the world's first programmable electronic computer. While the bomb targeted Enigma, Colossus attacked the Lorenz cipher used for high-level German communications. Built by engineer Tommy Flowers, Colossus could process thousands of characters per second, a quantum leap in computing. This quiet breakthrough laid the foundations for the digital revolution. Every computer we use today traces its lineage, in part to the machines of Bletchley Park. The codebreakers at Bletchley Park walked a delicate ethical line. Imagine this. You intercept a message revealing an imminent attack. Do you act immediately, risking that the enemy realizes Enigma is compromised? Or do you let the attack proceed, preserving the long-term secret advantage? These were not hypothetical questions. Lives were sometimes sacrificed to protect the larger intelligence edge. The moral burden was crushing, yet necessary for victory. When the war ended, Bletchley Park fell silent. For decades, its workers remained bound by the Official Secrets Act. The public knew nothing of their sacrifices. Only in the 1970s did the story begin to emerge. The legacy, however, was vast. Beyond victory, Bletchley sparked the modern computing revolution, set the stage for Cold War intelligence networks, and raised enduring questions about privacy, secrecy, and surveillance. The skills of cryptography moved from wartime necessity to peacetime industry, shaping the digital world we live in today. The personal stories remain as powerful as the machines. Alan Turing, a man of logic and vision, was haunted by personal struggles. Despite his wartime heroism, he later faced tragic persecution for his sexuality. His story reminds us of the cruel paradox of human progress: brilliance, celebrated in silence, punished in daylight. Joan Clark, brilliant mathematician, often overlooked, embodied intellectual courage. Her engagement to Turing showed the complexities of their personal worlds, but her greatest legacy lies in her wartime brilliance. Tommy Flowers, an engineer, dismissed by many, proved his critics wrong with Colossus. And then there were the women of Bletchley: typists, linguists, mathematicians, operators. Millions of messages passed through their hands. Their names remain mostly unknown, but their fingerprints are on every victory. Bletchley Park was more than a place. It was a crucible where intellect, persistence, and courage reshaped history. Its people lived in the shadows, yet their work illuminated the path to victory. They taught us that wars are not only won by armies but also by ideas. Today, as we tap on smartphones and send encrypted messages, we walk on ground first broken by those wartime cryptographers. The enigma they faced has long been silenced, but the lessons of Bletchley remain. That human determination, fused with technology, can bend the arc of history.